Let's get started, Janice. I'm really excited to have you. Welcome. While you haven't been in land for a long time, you've taken this business like head on. You just want to talk about your background a little bit and how you got where you are today, I guess?
Sure. My entire background has been in real estate. After school, I started working as a real estate paralegal. I went and got my real estate license. After a couple of years, I decided to become a broker. Land had come across my radar a couple of times, and I thought, who's buying land? But I started thinking, let me look into this land. And I saw something about your course and it really resonated with me. I was looking for something also to bring my son in with me, who just finished college. I said, this might be a good thing for both of us. So we took your course. It started, I think, in the middle of January.
What's kind of your deals look like thus far?
I picked up another piece of property. It was about 2.5 acres. I knew it was a good deal. I felt in my gut. I did a ton of research. I bought it for $11,200 and I sold it for $45,000. And I had 2 full price offers the same day. Going forward, we've just ramped up our marketing. We're doing about 7,000 mailers a month now. I'm going to start needing funding because I obviously can't fund everything ourselves. It's been very good. I've been very impressed with it. At some point, we will need help. I want both of us to know the business in and out before we start hiring people and outsourcing. I can see myself getting a transaction coordinator / someone to answer some of the calls. So far, we're managing it very well, the two of us, and we're enjoying it, actually. It's a lot of fun.
That's incredible. In an HOA, buying for 11, selling for 45, same day. So you got your cash back within 2-3 weeks if it's a cash purchase?
It was less than 2 weeks. We closed it in 8 days.
Wow. You started like mid-January, if I had to guess. So when did you kind of close on that, on the sell side on that first deal?
On the sell side of the first deal, we closed on March 8th, and we sold it 8 days later.
So about 2 months or so from your start date of the course. Wow, that's incredible. That's really, really cool to hear. You're 3 months in, which is incredible, what you've done thus far. What are like your goals, I don't know, 2023, or what does that look like the next 12 months or the next 9 months through the end of the year?
Well, the funny thing is when I had the call with the goal specialist, he said, what are your goals this year? And I said, this is maybe the end of January. I said, maybe 50,000. He says, that's ridiculous. I said, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe 30,000. How about that? He said, you're going the wrong direction. So we came up with a goal of about 250,000. And my personal goal now is about 350 this year. I would like to close ultimately between 2 and 4 a month. I think we can definitely achieve that.
You talked about wholesaling, and I guess it gave you kind of a bad feeling. Talk about like the wholesaling versus what we're currently doing or what you're currently doing in land.
I think the whole value that we bring to a seller to sell it at a discount is that we're going to close quickly and that we're not going to, just keep them hanging for 8 months or 6 months and then maybe go back to them afterwards and say, gee, I couldn't sell. I'm not going to close with you. We're saying we're going to close 95% of the time we're going to, and hopefully 100. Speed is everything. And you don't have to pay commission. You don't have to pay closing costs, but you're going to get the cash quickly. That's what people like to hear. That's what they want.
You've seen some land investors. You're very active in the community. What traits do you see of successful land investors, whether it's in our community, what you've seen yourself, like this is really working, I'm doing this really well?
I think people that are really devoted to the business. Your course is excellent. It teaches so much. I mean, I was able, obviously, to learn from you. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. But I also want to know more. And I'm learning more about due diligence. I'm learning more about land itself. Because I think the more you know, the more value you bring and the better you feel about the business. I also think it's important that time is everything. I know people can't all do it full time, but if you say you're going to return a phone call at a certain time, you're going to get back to them, you have to do that. They don't know you, but they have to sort of develop a trust. You're doing what you say you're going to do. And that's what differentiates, I think, this business a lot from wholesalers. They'll say anything to lock up the contract. They have no clue what they're doing. And that's why wholesalers have such a bad rap, because most of them are really not doing a service to the seller the way they should. And I can say that because I did it for 3 years, but I did know what I was doing. With land, this is very different to me. Yes, it's at a deep discount, but that's an asset that isn't doing anything for them. They're paying taxes on something, potentially even an HOA fee, for nothing that they're not going to ever use. If they haven't used it in a few years, chances are they're never going to use it. So why not sell it?
What kind of advice would you give someone starting out in this?
I would say go into it with your eyes open, that you've got to keep at it. It's going to take time, but the thing is consistency with marketing. If you just do one deal and then you sit there and wait, you're not going to have any more income coming in for months later, even when there isn't a deal. And I've had mailers go out that have been duds. Not that nobody's ever gotten back to me, but the land hasn't been good or the price hasn't been good. I actually increase my marketing at those points. You've got to keep consistent. That's key to this business, I think.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.